One of the things that I really enjoy about reading Second Kings is the miracles that Elijah performs through the power of God. The stories show us what an incredible God we worship. This week, we will continue with Second Kings chapters 5 through 9 with daily devotions posted for each. Servants played a major role in the healing of Naaman from leprosy in chapter 5. The young Jewish girl gave a faithful witness for the Lord, and God used her testimony to get Naaman to visit Elijah. We don't know her name or much about her, but her brief word to her mistress brought healing and faith in God to a powerful Aramean captain. Then Naaman's servants encouraged him to obey the prophet, and his obedience led to his healing and his faith in Jehovah. God placed these servants for a purpose, and they were faithful. Where has God placed you? No matter how humble or small your position, God can use you to spread his word. An impossible situation turns into a possible one after Elijah retrieves the axe and puts it in the right hand once again at the beginning of chapter 6. Our God can do the impossible if you trust him, verses 1 through 7. Then Elisha knew the unknowable and what the enemy would do, verses 8 through 12. So Israel had the opportunity to escape surprise attacks. Then, in verses 13 through 17, the people were afraid of the enemy because they walked by sight and not by faith. But they ended up seeing the invisible, and what a vision it was. The chapter ends with Elisha capturing the enemy and doing it with prayer and kindness. The story of the lepers is found in chapter 7. When Elisha prophesied God's deliverance, the king's officer said it couldn't happen. The officer's faith and hope were gone. Sometimes we become preoccupied with problems when we should be looking for opportunities. Instead, we blame others, begin doubting, our reasoning becomes clouded, or we hide information instead of sharing it. We must remain strong in our faith and share it with those around us. Our good news, like that of the lepers, will not wait until daylight. Jezebel reappears in chapter 8 when her daughter, Athaliah, marries Jehoram, Jehoshaphat's son, who reigned 8 years. The bride followed the idolatrous ways of the northern kingdom, bringing Baal worship into Judah, which began the southern kingdom's decline. The next king to serve was Ahaziah upon his father's death. Sadly, he died in battle, which left Athaliah opening to murdering all her grandsons and taking over as queen. This goes from bad to worse. Elisha's statement fulfilled Elijah's prophecy that was made 20 years earlier. All of Ahab's family would be killed. It is not pleasant to read the events recorded in the final chapter of the week, but we need to hear their message. Eventually, sin is judged, and God's word is fulfilled. Jezebel, she met her death. Jehu wiped out Ahab's family. What kind of history will be revealed next week as we read the next 5 chapters in 2 Kings? You will have to check in and see. And don't forget, Biblical Shakers will make reading the Bible way more enjoyable for you. And I pray the Lord will put a hunger on your heart.